Добрый вечер, дамы и господа, с вами Чистер Геймс, и это очередное прохождение Hogwarts Legacy. Всем приятного просмотра, погнали! Так, трансформация. Спасение самки дракона, зло браконьера, готов обсудить на следующий шаг. Ну вообще... Да. Побазарим с драконом. Я там все равно хотел еще хлам продать.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
Нет.
Revelio.
Где магазин шляпника?
So if your feet are smelly, you'll have to work it out for yourself.
И не нужны мне твои носки.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
Ой, тоже мне в моде я разбираюсь, ага, как же.
He'll see it was a mistake parting ways with me.
Glad you came.
Over here.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
If it's all right with you, I'd rather not say. At least not at the moment.
Understood. We all have our secrets. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Так, теперь с этой.
I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgog?
Голос такой, конечно.
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stayed with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
Confringo!
Да, я понял, в Hogsmeade нельзя летать. Honeydews.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
Что-то я переборщил. Зимой плавать. А теперь-то можно? Ну ё-моё. О, ну хоть теперь можно.
Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
Get over here, you idiot child! Levioso! You like games, do ya? Levioso!
Ну давай, давай.
Levioso! Would you like me to put you
А
down?
почему не срабатывает?
Levioso! Look alive! How did that feel?
It's shameful what you've done to helpless beasts. Confringo!
Я куда ты собрался-то?
Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Bard of Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Excuse me, did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
I did. I don't think we've met. I'm Dorothy Sprottle. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph, only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak to her.
Upper Hogsfield is being terrorised by Ranrock's loyalists. It's not right.
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did. Never imagined they'd act this deadly. I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. My brother Bardolph dared to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's. Simply at my wit's end.
I'm unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury, or worse. Please be cautious. We should not have to live in fear. This is our home.
It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard.
Oh, shit.
One less human to worry about. Reminds me of the time maybe someone's here. No! Such arrogance. One less human, such arrogance. What is a pumpkin?
Серьезно, как ты по мне попал?
You've one less follower, Ranrock. One camp down, one more to go.
An intruder!
Could do with a nice mushroom. How nice of you. Expelliarmus.
That was an
Ну вот, так-то лучше. Да устроили тут хер знает что.
Madam Beaumont will be glad to hear that. Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
I do miss the bustle of business. Poor customers, afraid to venture.
Hello, Madam Beaumont. Good news. I was able to clear out Ranrock's camps.
You cleared them out? How?
I managed to catch them off guard.
When my brother returns, this news will mean the world to him. You saved our hamlet, my young friend. This will not be forgotten. I fear for other hamlets, truly. Ranrock and his lot are unlike any goblins I've ever seen.
What do you have for sale?
What are you looking for exactly? Thank you. Sincerely. Marvelous. I could always use... Thank you for passing through.
Так, где шляпы? Весь как после сауны.
Madam Beaumont, might I speak with you?
I'd be happy to speak with you. especially after your help ridding us of Ranrock's loyalists.
Mrs. Sprottle told me a little more about your brother Bardolph.
Oh, dear Dorothy. She'd go looking for Bardolph herself if she could.
She mentioned dark magic and even the Ashwinders.
Despite my repeated warnings, Bardolph's been experimenting with dark magic near the edge of the forest. I thought perhaps he'd get it out of his system and it would gradually stop. But then one day, he didn't come home.
I'll let you know if I see or hear anything about him.
Thank you. How kind. I'd be so grateful to learn where he is. I know in my heart.
Блин, я хотел ей шмотки просто продать, а не пиздеть.
What do you have for sale?
Bardolph, where are you? I'll not give up hope. Thank you for passing through.
Revelio.
Так, а теперь куда? Угу.
I've never seen a sword like it.
This looks intriguing.
Ой, ёб твою мать. Взял, блядь, птичку, убил. Ёб твою мать. Чё вас так много-то, а? Так, а куда меня ведет этот путеводитель?
Revelio. Confringo.
Ну и как тебе?
Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
I could use some gold.
Давай, давай, поживи.
I do hope my brother is all right.
Так,
Madam Beaumont,
огорчим
do you
ее.
have some news of your brother?
Oh, please tell me he's safe.
I regret to say that Bardolph had been turned into an inferius, and I had to kill him.
What? But how could you possibly think that an inferius was my brother Bardolph? That's absurd.
He was wearing a woolen jumper, hand-knitted.
No, this can't be.
Основной сюжет интересный. Вот эти побочные задания относительно 50-50 лично по мне.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madam Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Bardolph.
Так, ладно, с этим завершили. Так, основного задания пока еще нету. Так, разговор с матерью, так, с Дороти. Пам-пам-пам. Ну ладно, пока мы здесь, вот это задание сейчас сделаем.
Nice to see you again, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
Ты, кстати,
She
ну,
thought you
прошел.
might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aiden used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Кстати, да, я с тобой тоже согласен, потому что у меня тоже 32 гига азухи и процессор 11600 i5. И что-то вообще оптимизация страдает, особенно в самом начале при запуске. У меня, короче, черный экран где-то минуту. А ты эти непростительные заклятия уже взял, нет? Так, интересно, у меня эти растения-то есть?
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aiden died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aiden took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
А у тебя видюха какая?
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horklumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
У тебя даже видюха получше. Но мне кажется, это все, знаешь, из-за чего? Из-за
Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
прайм-тайма на видеокарте. Плюс ко всему я играю в 2К, поэтому мне на 1666 игра тяжело дается по мощности. Хотя в принципе, у меня что процессор загружен на 25%, а видеокарта вообще на 94%.
That's all the Horklumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Но у меня не на М2 стоит, я поставил на SSD-шник саташный. Вот, ну, в принципе, нормально. Но видеокарта в любом случае нужно, судя по всему, помощнее с трассировкой лучей, тогда будет хоть какая-то более-менее легочная оптимизация. А так, конечно, фигня, нужно еще обновления все вот эти вот ждать, если они, конечно, будут. А, вниз надо.
Either I'll have to fight that troll,
Ну, ништяк.
or lose it altogether.
Ёб твою мать. Не-не-не, уйди нафиг. Ему чё, древняя магия вообще до фонаря? А, крутится ему тоже до фонаря.
That was a close.
Козявки троллев. Гадость. Так, коробку с письмами надо выезжать. А потом что, на геймпад перешел? Дорогая Сирон, когда я попала сюда впервые, меня не покидало тревожное ощущение, что во многом отличаюсь от остальных первого года. Признаюсь, тогда я думал, что в Хогвартсе мне не место. Даже хотел отправить родителям сову, просить их забрать меня отсюда. Не прошло недели, так... Тен-тен. Да. Слушай, не знаю, я с клавой с мышкой играю, и вот у меня сейчас показывает 100
Must be
FPS.
Simon's box of letters.
Поэтому не знаю, все-таки, наверное, что-то не то с этой аптой. У тебя монитор Full HD?
I should take this box of letters to Serona. She'll be glad to have it back. I think that's everything. So
Че, отойду на 2 минуты. Так, и я тут. Слушай, ну у меня, в принципе, видюх нормально себя чувствует с монитором 2К. Я бы не сказал, то, что прям какие-то колоссальные ну, вот эти вот микрофрезы бывают. Ну, так, в редких случаях.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
У меня, знаешь как, у меня в самом начале были массовые такие микрофрезы, а потом они прошли после того, как я запустил автоматическую настройку шейдеринга перед запуском игры. То есть каждый раз при запуске у меня происходит этот шейдеринг, вот, и как бы все окей. Ну, у нас разработчики, к сожалению, не знают, что такое оптимизация. Хотя, может быть, я не знаю, и вот эти вот микрофрезы исчезают, если у тебя система там, мама не горюй, какая из разряда 4090 и i9 там 13900K. Ну или разом какой у нас сейчас там самый мощный-то, я уже что-то за ним не следил, какой выпускался в новом сокете. А, не новом, это сокете, а последний там на сим как называется.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you again for helping her.
Такое ощущение, как будто это баба мужик озвучивает.
It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Так, разговор с матерью. Потомство самой смерти. Так, нет, не хочу. Блин, выполнить. Задачу профессора Уизли. Вот что надо сделать-то. Да, вот. Не, погоди, стой, я сейчас даже загуглю. AMD, так. Ryzen 7. Какой же он? Так, нет, здесь информация старая. Там, по-моему, не 7820X, а что-то 7870, что ли, был. Сейчас попробуем. Во, Ryzen 9 7950X. АМ5 у него 15 ядер. Частота процессора 4,5 ГГц. Вот, наверное, под него, может быть, будет без всяких вот этих вот фрезов. Так, куда мне надо-то? Так, погоди, что это я запутался. Так, заберите страницу руководства подземной гавани. Руководство книг трансфигурации средний уровень. Ладно, сначала подземную гавань. Еще бы найти, где она находится. Слушай, мне кажется, наверное, вот эта вот рекомендация i9 13100K, это, наверное, для формата все-таки 4К. Если брать под Full HD, то, я думаю, намного меньше характеристики нужны. Ага, еще и SSD M2 5.0 PCI, да? Зафигачить. Так, стоп. Погоди. Где вторая отметка? А, она вот здесь. Вниз спускайся. Блин, ну серьезно. Пролететь я тут не могу, зато плыву в холодной воде. Да плыви ты, ё-моё, прямо плыви. Кстати, что с этими вот сундуками делать, не знаешь? Мне этот глазастый черт напрягает постоянно.
So this is the underground harbor.
Вот ты где. Подземная гавань. Понял, ладно, в следующий раз попробуй, спасибо. А то я что-то несколько дней пытался вкурить, что с ней надо делать. И что-то нифига не могут допереть. Прикольно. Летал, фигака сейчас. Да, я знаю, ты вот про это говоришь. Дезиллюминационное заклинание. Так, вроде наверх.
That book Professor Weasley asked me.
Looking for the book Intermediate Transfiguration.
Средний уровень. У нее, что ли?
Professor Weasley asked me to get something from that book. May I have it?
Did she now? I'll give you this book if you humor me by answering a few questions from my quiz.
Понял, спасибо.
Some people call bits of knowledge trivia. I would argue that no knowledge is trivial. Hence, I have created a small quiz just for fun, focusing mainly on the lore of the wizarding world. None of the other students will try it, no matter how many times I ask. They all say they have enough with schoolwork. They don't value knowledge the way I do. Surely you're interested. I'll even start you off with a few of my easiest questions.
If that's the only way I can convince you to give me that book, then let's get it over with.
Splendid! Just a few questions and then I'll hand over this book. Let us begin. Before the invention of the golden snitch, which magical creature was used in a game of Quidditch?
Какое волшебное существо участвовало в Квиддиче до изобретения золотого снитча? Вот это, блин, вопрос. Змей-шейка, золотой снитджет, золотой снаджер.
The snake bird.
No, incorrect. The answer was the golden snidget. The snidget was first introduced to Quidditch in 1269 by a wizard named Barbarous Bragg. Sadly, they're thought to be extinct. Next question. Which potion is commonly referred to as liquid luck?
Ну, это знаю.
Well done. Since it makes the drinker temporarily lucky, Felix Felicis is a banned substance in all organized competitions. The tale of the three brothers involves which magical artifacts?
The Deathly Hallows.
Correct. According to Beedle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows consists of the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility.
Запомнил
Which ball
ответы?
in Quidditch is the largest?
Так, Бладжер или Квофл?
The Quaffle.
That's right. When a chaser throws the quaffle through one of 3 hoops in a Quidditch match, their team is awarded 10 points. True or false? Polyjuice potion allows the drinker to change species.
True.
Actually, the answer was false.
Почему
While
это?
Polyjuice potion can be used to change things such as age or race, it cannot be used to change species.
То есть в фильме напиздели нам?
I suppose this has gone on long enough. I'll put the book back on the pedestal now. If you're inclined to test your knowledge again, I have plenty more questions I could ask you. And I won't be giving you any more easy questions either. The next ones will be more difficult.
I'd like to answer more questions.
What governmental body directly preceded the Ministry of Magic?
Не читал.
No, that's incorrect. The answer was the Wizards' Council. The Wizards' Council disbanded in 1707
Господи, она напоминает Гермиону из Гарри
the
Поттера.
International Statute of Wizarding Secrecy, which required a more structured government to support its enforcement. Which dragon breed is the smallest?
Ну, капец. Дракон породы самый маленький. Змеезуб. Так, железный брюх. Он, по-моему, здоровый. Ну, пусть будет антипод.
No, I'm sorry, but the answer was the Peruvian Vipertooth. Though the Vipertooth is the smallest breed, averaging at around 15 feet in length, it is also the fastest breed and feared for its venomous fangs. Who founded the village of Hogsmeade?
Hengist of Woodcroft.
That's right! It
Oh,
is believed that Hengist used the 3 Broomsticks Inn as his home. The hide behind was accidentally created by crossbreeding a ghoul with what other magical creature?
Какое волшебное существо в результате скрещивания с упырем породило скрытня?
A letterfold.
That's incorrect. The answer was a demiguise. While the hide behind has the power of invisibility, those who have seen it have described it as a tall, thin monkey with silver hair. What is the only spell known to repel a letterfold?
The Patronus charm.
Well done. The only known survivor of a letterfold attack was a wizard named Flavius Belby, who was on holiday in Papua New Guinea at the time. Who published the law of elemental transfiguration?
Ну, капец.
The Volan-de-Mort.
That's incorrect. The answer I was looking for was Gamp. One of the principal exceptions to Gamp's law is that food cannot be conjured, though it can be summoned. What does the Hogwarts motto translate to?
Не зная брода, несуйся в воду, не щекочи спящего дракона.
Knowledge is the real magic.
No, the answer was never tickle a sleeping dragon. In Latin, the Hogwarts motto is Draco dormiens nunquam titilandus. Which magical creature is the only one known to produce eggs through its mouth?
Откуда мне знать? Какое волшебство откладывает яйца через рот? Да, кстати, вот жалко. Причем, как официально заявили, русской озвучки не будет вообще, так же, как и в дополнении Гиперпанк. Liberty DLS, которая вышла, тоже русской озвучки не будет, только на английском.
The Ashwinder.
That's incorrect. The correct answer was the rune's paw. According to Parselmouths, each of the rune's paw's 3 heads serves a different function. The left head is the planner, the middle is the dreamer, and the right is the critic. Where is Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry located?
The Pyrenees.
No, Ilvermorny is actually located on Mount Greylock. The American school was founded in the 17th century.
Как закончить этот грёбаный квест, а?
What is the most powerful love potion known to wizard kind?
Самое мощное приворотное зелье. Эйфорийный эликсир. Вертесерум. Амортенция.
Amatentia.
That's the answer. Amatentia smells differently to every person, according to what they find attractive. Such as dusty book covers, or... Are you interested in continuing on to the next round? They're my most difficult questions.
Нет, я не хочу.
I don't have time for another quiz at the moment.
That's fine. Come and find me if you'd like to try later. I put the book back on the pedestal for you.
Revelio ought to make quick work of this. Professor Weasley's tasks are complete. I should attend Transfiguration.
Хорошо, что хоть до профессора Уизли. Слушай, ну анонса никакого не было, и про вторую часть ничего не говорили. Но если будет так, может тогда придется менять полностью комп, чтобы в нее поиграть. Ну или на минималках. На минималках, сам знаешь, играть такое себе удовольствие.
Revelio.
I heard Professor Weasley transfigured the book with all her test answers into an owl to stop students from cheating.
Нормально так сову в книгу превратил.
Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight.
Ну, лично я не пробовал на минималке графику выставлять.
You all know what to do.
У меня на ультре, ну, такие нормальные фризы происходят. Поэтому я выставил просто высокие.
Beautifully done.
Ну, хоть бы один в дракона превратил.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor?
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed. And frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful.
As I suspected they would be. Now it seems you've been making good
Я тогда
use of
низкие
the
не буду
opportunities
выставлять.
presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. I've heard that you can brew an impressive Edurus potion. Hopefully you won't need it anytime soon, but it is a valuable potion to have when it is needed.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities. Was your visit to the kitchens and the Hogsmeade graveyard with Nick to bribe a ghost for information connected in any way to Professor Fig?
Признайте ваш визит на кухню, позже вход с кладбищем вместе с Ником, чтобы выведать некие сведения у приза, как связан с профессором Фигом.
Not at all. I'm fascinated by ghosts and food.
Да, согласен с тобой полностью.
More about the castle and the surrounding area.
I see. I admire your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams. Until then, well done. You are dismissed.
Так, что там дальше? Пока что ничего. О, доступно новые задания. Вот это другое. О, наконец-то. Задание Себастьяна. Так, надо быстренько сделать какое-нибудь задание, чтобы получить 22 уровень. Так. Часть к летному испытанию. Так, давай, наверное, с Дарикой.
When you have a moment, please come and talk to Deke.
Hello, Deke. You wanted to talk to me?
Indeed. Deke thought you might want to learn how to build a breeding pen so that you can breed beasts.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Rescuing and breeding beasts go hand in hand. Young beasts are particularly vulnerable to poachers. Breeding beasts here in the room will allow us to keep the younger ones safe.
I see. What do I need to do?
First, bring a pair of
1660 Ti.
beasts to the room. One male, one female. Deke suggests rescuing thestrals, as they're at great risk from poachers. Noble creatures, but their relationship with death gives them a bad reputation. They're prized by poachers for their tail hairs.
I've seen thestrals before, but where would I find a pair of them nearby?
Deke has seen some wild thestrals not too far from the Hogwarts grounds. Then you'll need to purchase a spellcraft for the pen from tomes and scrolls and gather the materials it requires. Once you've rescued the Thestrals and you have the spellcraft, you come and find Deke.
Так у меня один Фестрал уже есть. Слушай, я не выставлял никакого масштаба, если честно. Я просто выставил высокий и все. Так, сколько? 1500. Так, где он тут ближайший у меня? Вот эта точка. Так.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
Стопэ. Знак черепа что, внизу, что ли? Ладно, надо будет потом на досуге посмотреть. Ты, мужик какой-то сидит. Да, теперь, то есть, просто надо Фестрала поймать. Спасибо, давай, пока. Так. И...
No, you don't.
Ну, капец, блин. Ну, хоть один-то приземлится. Так, на метле поймать нельзя. Фестралик. Ну и где? Стой, блядь. Так это ты тут квакаешь.
Going to hurt you.
Что значит спасти самца-то? Я что-то не могу понять. Ну ё-моё.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
Good thing the Ministry banned underage sorcery.
Так, стоп, а куда он ведет вообще? А. Все, я понял, слава богу, что хоть рядом.
It's always nice to see a familiar face. Nothing like finding just the right thing, is there? A pleasure doing business with you. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.
Все равно спасите самца Фестрала. Не будем бежать. Удаление прыщей.
Oh, nice to see you, my young friend.
Где поумнее, смогу найти. Так, мне также нужно будет посетить Хогвартс, чтобы купить магический рецепт. Так, и что мне тут делать? Мгм. Так, сейчас посмотрим. Тут с хитростью.
Do cooperate, won't you? Conjure a breeding pen in the room. Let's get back to Deke with the Thestrals.
Так, возвращаемся к Дейку.
I've rescued the Thestrals and bought the spellcraft for the pen.
Excellent. Now, to breed your Thestrals, simply release them into the same vivarium in which you conjure the pen. Then use the pen to start the process. Come and see Deke when you're finished.
I shall. I wonder where I should conjure their pen.
Еще один.
Deke never grows tired of the room's surprises. We now have the perfect place for those Thestrals. Please let Deke know once you've bred them.
Revelio.
Так, наколдовать закон. Стопэ. Куда собрались-то? Надо, кстати, еще одного фестрала сюда будет перегнать. Вон ничего. Надо, короче, еще один загон. Где у меня? А, вон где. Надо тут фестрал забрать.
Professor Howard will never believe this.
Так. Господи, чувствую себя каким-то садовником по фестралу. Как мне заставить спариваться? Хотя, в принципе, у них и так уж потомство есть.
Could you remind me what I'm to do with the Thessaloniki?
Release them into the same vivarium in which you conjure the pen. Then use the pen to start the process. Come and see Deke when you're finished.
Угу. То есть мне их нужно... Второй.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this. Mysterious and a bit unsettling.
You're here. Good.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned?
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do. I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb. I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Конечно. Прикольно, по-моему, застрял.
At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it. And the rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Don't start. Accio! We're here for a reason. I'd say opening them all is justified. This room is taller than it looks.
Да ты что? Как ты догадался?
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
Revelio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Crucible.
Rid the world of another spider.
Confringo. Sleep ex Bovado. Revelio.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there.
Так, нет, подожди, я сначала... Сначала надо в ту сторону сходить. Баблишка.
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile.
Подожди, сначала тогда туда.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
Нет, чувачок, ты не пройдешь. Всякий хлам попадается.
There's something here by the altar.
Блин, есть нечто особенное. Сначала нужно Империус.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. I have the report if you want to have a look. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades. I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even I imagined. Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone. We're in the tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. Accio! Levioso! Wingardium Leviosa!
Опа.
That's a lot of bone rattle.
Так, где остальные кости? А, точно.
You've done it. I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Nice.
Confringo! Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something. The student's diary mentions the Imperious curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries. Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master. There we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Ништяк. Откуда ты взялся?
Bit dramatic, isn't it?
Bombarda! Confringo! This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
Неизвестный предмет для лица.
Bombarda! Confringo!
А что, так можно было?
Bombarda! Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
I try.
Accio, Wingardium Leviosa. Accio.
That works. Keep going.
Accio.
Rid the world of another spider. I shall sleep better tonight.
Wingardium Leviosa. Accio.
Так. Все, я понял.
This looks different than what we faced before.
Accio.
Now we're also dealing with rune symbols.
Так. Теперь вот это и кружок.
Wingardium Leviosa.
You are head and shoulders above these bones. Nicely done. I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Confringo.
For a moment there I thought that'd never end.
Хо-хо-хо, конца не было. Ты еще не знаешь, что такое конец.
Accio, dead end. Lovely. All that for nothing.
Hold on, don't give up yet.
Revelio.
Реликт сокрыт огромной силой, которую можно использовать во благо не только повышения силы мира, но цена это слишком велика. Необходима темная жертва. Не трогать реликт, пока мы не узнаем больше. 3 тела.
Sebastian, the relic. Look. Could it be? The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking the relic.
Agreed. This is meant to be. For Anne's sake. I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft. I must keep this relic secret. Especially from my uncle.
Is that ominous? Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage Sebastian to take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
Sebastian's right. We need that relic.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up.
Are you willing to sacrifice your friendship over this?
I might be. How could I choose to stand by and watch him do this?
What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens.
What in the world are you suggesting? Imperium?
Now that you say it out loud, it sounds absurd. But I have another idea. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
You're not, Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more. I hope I don't regret this.
Надеюсь, надеюсь.
We're ready.
What is it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way. Come on.
Так, стопэ. Что-то я уже заблудился в этих катакомбах.
Well, what happened back then?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you and he'll change his mind. Is that it?
I told him we ought to give you this chance. That the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word.
I never wanted to keep all this from Ominous. He just doesn't understand. And I didn't want to worry him all over again. As we were leaving, Ominous wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne.
Так, ладно, друзья, закончим завтра. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь. И до новых встреч.